What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Nick Moseder here, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, aka Marjorie Trader Brown, as Trump likes to call her, has officially announced that she's resigning from Georgia's 14th district. We have a very interesting response from Donald Trump, which is not what I would have expected, and some internet sleuths have discovered the real reason why she chose January 5th, 2026 as her last day. You are not going to want to miss this update, but first, click like and subscribe. And if you want to save a ton of money and get your Christmas presents early, then go to MyPillow.com, enter promo code Nick at checkout, and save up to 66% off. There's a Black Friday sale going on right now that you definitely want to take advantage of while you can. Go to MyPillow.com, enter promo code Nick, support the show and a great American company. Now, we're going to touch on Marjorie Taylor Greene's announcement that she posted to her X account, and then we'll get into Trump's response, and then finally, we'll talk about why I think she chose January 5th as her last day. That date is significant, and you're definitely not going to want to miss what I'm going to share with you guys at the end here. Now, last night, she posted a video announcing her resignation and her reasons why she's stepping down, and this written statement here is basically all the same points in written form. Now, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but there are some things that stand out to me towards the end. So the first half is her hitting on Americans' pain points, saying that we were sold out to the uniparty, both sides are two wings of the same bird, and hitting on the pain points of everyday Americans with affordability and the feeling that we've been bought out and sold to corporate interest and the uniparty. Then she goes on to defend her record, how she stood up for Trump, she fought for him, she traveled the country for years, spending millions of her own dollars and precious time, defending Trump and fighting for MAGA. But then she goes on to explain how, through it all, she never changed. She's always been MAGA and never changed, and then all of a sudden, once she goes against H-1B visas and the Epstein files and 50-year mortgages, now all of a sudden, Trump's calling her a traitor, and she's refusing to be a battered wife, is what she says at one point. I refuse to be a battered wife and hope it all goes away and gets better. If I am cast aside by MAGA and replaced by neocons, big pharma, big tech, military, industrial war complex, foreign leaders, and the elite donor class that can't even relate to real Americans, then many common Americans have been cast aside and replaced as well. There is no, quote, plan to save the world or insane 4D chess game being played when the common American people finally realize and understand that the political industrial complex of both parties is ripping this country apart, that not one elected leader like me is able to stop Washington's machine from gradually destroying our country, and instead the reality is that they, common Americans, the people, possess the real power over Washington. Then I'll be here by their side to rebuild it. Until then, I'm going back to the people I love, to live life to the fullest as I always have, and look forward to a new path ahead. I will be resigning from office with my last day being January 5th, 2026. Now, I want to add here, she also said in her video that she doesn't want to be around for a nasty Republican primary where they're going to spend millions of dollars to get her out and replace her with a neocon. And she also doesn't want to be around when the Republicans inevitably lose in the midterms and impeach Donald Trump. She's not going to be there to defend him. She wants to take all her money that she's made, she's amassed millions of dollars in Congress, and ride off into the sunset, into the clouds, and enjoy her happy little merry life and avoid all that backlash. And in doing so, she's screwing over the people of Georgia's 14th congressional district because they're not going to have a vote. They're not going to have a representative. It's going to take time for Brian Kemp in Georgia to hold a special election to replace her. Now, I personally think that she has ulterior motives. She's going to step down, and it's very clear in one of the last lines of her statement that she plans to run for something, because she said, if the people ever realize that they have the real power over Washington, then I'll be here by their side to rebuild it. Until then, I'm going back to the people I love. So what she wants is to, have this fight against Trump over the Epstein files, over H-1Bs, and try to make herself look like, the America First politician that everybody always wanted. And then she's going to say that Trump has sold out, he's been bought out, the MAGA movement's been compromised, I'm stepping down. But if the people ever wake up and realize that I'm the chosen one, then I'll run for office again. And she wants people to beg her to come back and save them from the uniparty, and she thinks that people are literally going to beg. That's what I think is her agenda here, as she's a self-serving politician with an agenda, but I think she's made a real miscalculation here. She thought that she was going to fight Trump and the people would be behind her, and completely underestimated the power of a Trump endorsement. And once that's gone, you have nothing because you've isolated yourself from the moderates and the establishment Republicans, and all you had was MAGA, and the people were behind you because Trump was behind you. But now that that's gone, you have nothing. So if you really think you're going to step down and the people are just going to chant your name and beg for you to come back, you are an idiot. And I think it's so funny that in her statement, she actually said that she does not care about money or power or attention when those are the three main things that you care about. What a joke. Now let's get into Trump's response because I find this very, very interesting, the way that he handled this and what he had to say about Marjorie Taylor Greene, especially the way that he ended this statement. So he said, Marjorie Trader Brown, because of plummeting poll numbers and not wanting to face a primary challenger with a strong Trump endorsement where she would have no chance of winning, has decided to call it quits. Her relationship with the worst Republican congressman in decades, Tom Massey of Kentucky, also known as Rand Paul Jr. because he votes against the Republican Party and really good legislation, did not help her. For some reason, primarily that I refused to return her never-ending barrage of phone calls, Marjorie went bad. Nevertheless, I will always appreciate Marjorie and thank her for her service to our country, President Donald J. Trump. So I find this so bizarre and so weird that in the same statement you call her a traitor, but you also say you'll always appreciate her and thank her for her service to the country. I mean, in what world do you thank a traitor for their service to the country? And I think this is really indicative of the fact that Trump knows that Marjorie Taylor Greene, at the end of the day, had his back for a very long time and made a miscalculated error that will seal her fate and destroyed her political future. He knows that she's been in touch with Rand Paul Jr., Thomas Massey, she's been in his back pocket. And we've heard Thomas Massey talk about how, this vote on the Epstein files is going to outlive Donald J. Trump's legacy. Once he's gone, your vote will be on record, et cetera, et cetera. So get on the right side of history. And I think Thomas Massey's been in Marjorie Taylor Greene's ear, telling her that you want to go against Donald Trump, you want to go against his agenda, because ultimately Donald Trump's time is finite and your political future is going to be much longer than he will be around. So get on the right side of history now and start opposing him and segregate yourself from the MAGA movement, and that's going to work out for you in the long run. But it didn't. Okay, it completely backfired. You played a stupid game and you won a stupid prize. You destroyed your political future. You destroyed your reputation, and now you've sealed your fate. So that's Trump's response. And now finally, I want to share with you guys what the internet sleuths have found out, which is really, really telling as to why Marjorie Taylor Greene is resigning on the particular date, January 5th, 2026. This is from Hillbilly. Well, I'll be damned. I couldn't figure out why Marjorie Taylor Greene chose January 5th, 2026 to resign, but y'all know me. I always dig because I'm a nerd. That date just happens to be 2 days after her congressional pension vests for life. Let me break this down for everyone. Members of Congress only need 5 years in office to lock in a lifetime federal pension paid for by you. MTG was sworn in on January 3rd, 2021. 5 years later is January 3rd, 2026. And now she's conveniently walking away on January 5th with her golden parachute fully secured. Must be nice to scream drain the swamp while cashing one of the swamp's sweetest lifetime benefits. Regular Americans can't even get affordable health care, can't retire at 62 without worrying about losing everything, can't see a Social Security raise, but Congress can clock 5 years, throw up their hands, and walk out the door with a check that follows them until the day they die. This is why people are fed up. This is why the grassroots are rising. This is why we need fighters who aren't chasing federal perks. They're chasing results. January 5th isn't a resignation date. It's a cash-out date, and the whole country sees it. Tory Branham, U.S. Marine congressional candidate for Georgia's District 12. So there you have it. That's what I wanted to show you guys, and nobody can tell me that doesn't have something to do with that particular date that she chose. No way in hell is she going to resign 2 days after securing a lifelong pension funded by our tax dollars just by coincidence. Absolutely no way in hell. She wants to ride off into the sunset, enjoy her millions of dollars, enjoy her little pension, and then if the people beg for her to come back, then she'll run for a higher office. And it's very clear to me that's what's happening here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you guys think about this all. down in the comments section. Is this good for the country, bad for the country, neutral, whatever? Let me know down below. As always, leave a like and subscribe. And if you want to save a ton of money, go to mypillow.com, use promo code Nick at checkout. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.